up. And we're up. All right. Last time on A Crown of Cold Iron. It's been a minute. We left our party underneath the Raven Palace in the ancient extra-dimensional ruins filled with fragments of Raven power, artifacts of days past, and now some kind of baleful, corrupting fire that seems to have settled into the place and somehow made it even more dangerous than before. Last time the party recovered a piece of both memory and seemingly living light. A fragment of hero light left after the strange resurrection of Marcus Prim and the Kingsguard at the hands of some unknown entity. Retreating from there, the party once again examined the chapel to the Raven Queen, left here many centuries ago. And now they are ready to resume their quest for the signet of the Raven King, an ancient emblem of power that once belonged to Bran the Raven King, with which they hope to summon and converse with the Summer King, his fairy counterpart, who is seemingly going mad in the city of Queensboro. It's a lot going on. But one step at a time. You all are near the chapel. You know that there is still some massive, strange, dark creature inside the throne room. Where would you all like to go?
I also seem to recall there being some annoying things in my personal quarters.
I love the way you say that. Some annoying things. All right, now I gotta find us on the darn map. So
Bottom left.
thank you, because I'm like, I got no clue. Aha!
There's some way that I can center you all on a spot, but I don't know what the command is off the top of my head.
Yeah.
All right, where to?
Well, we're definitely heading towards the throne room. The question is, are we ready to go in yet, or do we want to dig back into the personal quarters a little bit first?
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. It doesn't feel like we found anything useful. So,
True.
like, I'm a little bit concerned if we go back in the personal quarters, it's just going to be draining more resources
You are probably correct.
without helping us win the throne room fight.
Right.
To be fair, you went in one room, and Auric died, and you left.
It's true.
Yeah, but we sensed figures in all the rooms. Oryx's personal alarm spell said there was trouble in every room.
Speaking of, can I access that from the wrong side of the castle?
Give me an Arcana check with advantage.
Right, 18.
You can definitely feel the spell. Your grasp of that specific wing is a little bit weaker at this distance. There we go. Just in a general sense, you can tell there are definitely still what you recognize now as the sort of corrupted Raven fragments. There still seem to be quite a few of them up there. That being said, you do know that those were certainly areas of interest.
Yeah.
I mean, bedroom, study, arcane lab, even a small armory. You suspect that there are probably some interesting things up there.
Yeah. Armory in particular. Does this arcane alarm spell tell me anything about the throne room?
At this point, you hardly even need to access the spell. There is something big and threatening that feels like Mort in that room. You can say with almost 100% certainty that there is some flavor of the Great Raven in that room.
Yep.
It just seems to be the form that occurs when a lot of Mort's power gathers in one place.
Okay. So track with me here and see if we're on the same page. We head up to the personal quarters, check out the armory, etc., and then rest up there.
I like that idea. So are we going that way? I guess so.
Unless someone else has a better suggestion.
Good
And
to
we have
try.
a meat shield. Nope, sorry, a paladin now.
Yes.
Stultus snorts a little at that, and there's a trace of vicious-looking green mist that comes out of his nostrils.
Okay.
Is there a way to grab both of them? Yes. Good.
One thing you notice as you move through that hallway, now that you've collected that sort of large chunk of hero light that was left behind, these smaller sort of embers and footprints are starting to fade.
That's probably good.
Like they're being absorbed or just fading out?
A little of column A, a little of column B.
Okay.
You've shut it off at the source.
Okay. Come on.
Also worth noting, for some reason, Roll20 has decided that Stultus is the primary, so when we're around corners from each other, I see what he sees, not what I see.
Okay.
What?
The logic of Roll20.
Like, I'm putting Auric in front of a door, cannot see through it.
You don't have
Put
night
Auric in the
vision,
room,
right?
cannot see.
Did that help?
Oh, that helped.
Is your night vision not equipped?
Mm.
Okay.
All right. Now, do we need to be? Do we think? Do we think these? Wait, did we? Did we kill? We didn't kill the things, did we?
We killed
The ones that
one.
you encountered, you did.
Oh, we did. Okay. I was trying to remember. It's like, are there still wandering monsters hanging out in the hallway before we go down it?
The fragment of the War Raven you all had actually killed before Auric died.
Okay.
And the other thing was a spellcaster that was basically out of spells. You pretty much killed it off camera.
Okay.
It had a bunch of like fourth and fifth level spells that were pretty devastating until it ran out, and then it was just like a big wandering blood sack up against a rogue. So
Mhm.
So I'm just following you because I don't know where I'm going on this map. So hopefully you're not leading me off into some,
Death.
yeah.
So
well, this is-
you all are at sort of the entrance of the sort of personal quarters. The door you passed previously, you had learned was Mort's personal room, which he had cleaned out pretty thoroughly, but also there wasn't much left. Mort was sort of a tidy person who did not have perhaps a lot of sentimental and personal items.
Makes sense.
So the door in front of us leads into the actual Raven King's quarters.
Yes. You know
Which
that
door?
the first door that's already been opened is the
Okay, thank you.
bedroom, and that room you all
Right.
did clear out.
Yes.
'Cause that's where we died.
No, we died in the hallway.
Okay.
Auric died in the hallway.
That's true.
The royal we.
The royally.
Yes.
That was where everything fell to shit. So we died metaphorically.
All right. Stultus, go through the door. Make sure that there's nothing in the hallway.
He sort of glares at you, but takes a step forward, puts his head around the corner. What is? Oh, you had him. He's holding a torch, right?
Uh, I've got a torch and he's got something. Did he have an aura?
I'm sure it was very like interesting and evocative when I described it like 6 weeks ago. I don't know what it was now.
Right.
I feel
He
that.
probably did something magic. I don't know. So yeah, he pokes his head around the corner. All the other doors are shut, but you don't see anything like roaming the hallway.
All right. So then, remind me, there were 3 doors besides the one to the bedroom, right?
Yes, and you just know intuitively. The first door on the left is an armory. The second door on the right was the study. And the last door leads to part of the sort of arcane lab where Brand did a lot of his practice and research. You also know that there was 2 rooms in the lab, and the second room could be accessed either from the study or that first room.
Right.
So there's a total of five chambers and 5 chambers and 4 doors.
Right. And we know that there are still fragments of Mort in every room but my bedroom.
I might be about to crash out of Zoom. I'm going to click OK and see what happens.
Okay.
I'm still here. All right. Which room would you like to go to?
Did we actually look through the bedroom? Should we like?
No,
search
you all did not get to check it out.
Okay.
That's right.
Yeah. I'm gonna come into my bedroom once I find the door. There we go.
I'll come in. It won't let me in.
Door is
Oh, there it is.
over there.
Trying to go through walls.
All right. Yeah, this
What a
is
lovely bedroom.
yeah, this is Brand's bedroom. It is of a very fine quality, but for having been a very
Napping.
powerful king, it is surprisingly like low key. And did you go and jump on the bed?
Yes.
Not entirely jump on, but
More like Joe's gonna take a nap on the bed.
Well, actually, here's what I'll tell you. So there's
How much
not
dust is
as
on it?
there's not as much stuff in this room as you'd expect. But one thing you do notice laying down on the bed is actually still in really good condition. Surprisingly so. Just at sort of a physical contact, you can feel a faint, not quite a buzz, but there is definitely a twinge of magic coming off of the bed frame, the sheets, the pillows. The it is keeping this bed clean and at a sort of appropriate temperature. You're not sure what other effects there are, but you definitely catch that kind of like it's sort of a complex and permanent prestidigitation happening.
All right.
perfect.
Nothing like a bed upkeep spell.
Yeah. So once we've cleared out the personal quarters, we can rally back here.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Safe space to take naps.
There's also a large wardrobe in one corner, a sort of fine rug.
I see that.
Interestingly, the rug does not look like a common style of this time period in this region. Just for fun, if y'all want to give me a history check.
Or
Almost perfect.
a 5. I apparently slept during this time period, during this history lesson.
Oops. Oh, well, this is appropriate. Auric, you just flat out remember this. During this era, Arlen was sort of the imperial heart of the human world. Not by means of domination, but simply because this was a very desperate period of history. And so a lot of human powers banded together. Arlen took the lead on a lot of things. And this was actually a gift from an ambassador of Kala.
Fancy.
It also seems to have some like common grade magic to it. At least that's what you can feel just from touching it.
Yep. Don't open the wardrobe though.
Go with Narnia.
No, I don't want you looking at my underwear.
Well, that might not have a upkeep spell on it, so it may have disintegrated. Also, at this point, well, Vela probably takes care of your laundry now, but I'm willing to bet that at one point Lexi might have had to do laundry for you. So
By no means does Vela do Oryx laundry. Now, does Vela's assistant do Oryx laundry? That's very possible.
Wait.
Not a child.
But you didn't know how washing machines work.
I'm a king, you know.
I would definitely say Vela has like an
didn't
enchanted
know.
hamper that like you just throw clothes in and leave them overnight, and you pull them out in the morning and they're fine.
Sounds about right.
Yep.
Anything more extensive than that is just handed to her assistant, who either replaces it or does some more extensive magical cleaning to it. I mean, you were a king. Vela is definitely a princess.
Yeah.
A very scary princess, but a princess.
Yes.
It also wouldn't surprise me if not so much as like Auric like gives his laundry, so much as just like Auric might just like leave something out absent mind, like just like leave a sweater out absent mindedly, and like it gets laundered when he's not paying attention. Like
Yeah.
he
I
just
think
like
there
leaves
is-
the sweater out while he's like doing an experiment, and the assistant just like sneaks in and like collects everything and brings it back.
I think there is like a more complex unseen servant that has like a little bit more of a personality. Somewhere between like split the difference of like a Roomba, a dog, and a butler.
I was thinking of a house elf, so
It's not quite that sentient. It just sort of has like
yeah.
vague feelings. But it has come to hate Auric. And I'm not even sure you know it's there. Because it only like works when you all are not paying attention to it. Yeah. We'll come up with a name for it later. But it has a completely one-sided hatred of Auric, who has no idea that it is there.
Jeeves.
Oh,
I mean, that's like the most stereotypical name, but
yeah. Well, and so that's actually a good frame of reference. Auric, you have been spending a lot of time with Vela, and everything in her like suite is magical. Like is like low grade magic at the minimum. This room has the same feel. Like if you inspect further, there might be like more specifically powerful things. But even just like literally the carpet
Yeah.
seems to have magic on it, as does the bed, the floor, the walls, the wardrobe. Like everything does something in here.
No books on the nightstand though. Probably because I have a study right next door.
Yep. Although actually there is a small desk here as well. Some of the books have apparently were not returned. Give me an insight check with advantage, Auric. With a 14, I think you still catch this. So you're looking at this desk, and there's a book on the desk. And in fact, there's like one large tome on the desk itself, and then there's like a small like lectern to the side that you remember was for like holding extra books, so you could have like several around you at a time. All of them are on extra dimensional magic. And the level of arcana involved is a little bit beyond Auric's current level. But it makes you sad for some reason. And then you sort of are able to separate it out. It doesn't make you sad. It makes Bran sad.
yeah, I was gonna say it makes Bran sad.
Well, gotta shove these into my backpack. We'll deal with complicated emotions later.
Silly, complicated emotions.
So armory, study, magic lab.
No interest in the wardrobe?
He told us we're not allowed to look.
I figured that would have made you open the door much faster.
Polite. We also totally got on a rant about like cleaning, so I'll go check out the wardrobe.
I thought Oric said he was looking. So
If Auric doesn't want to look at Bran's underwear, then I will. I'll even go over there.
So when you open this, it's like you're looking into a black hole.
Nice.
There is just like a huge void filling up the space inside the wardrobe.
Okay.
You've been joking a lot about Bran's underwear between the two of you. Are you thinking about that as you open up the doors?
Oh, probably.
Almost like one of those like auto racks in a laundry,
The dry cleaner.
dry cleaning establishment. Like nice but sort of ancient undergarments, sort of fly and hang in the air in like a 3x3 grid. It's almost like they have like swiveled in from some unseen part of the wardrobe.
Holy shit.
They are very, very nice. Obviously not of a modern make,
Right.
but the fabrics lean more, almost sort of like a utilitarian silk.
Mm-hmm.
Also, at first glance, look like they're probably magic.
Trying to think. I think of other things. Like what would Lexi just be stuck on the magically appearing underwear, or would she figure out enough to try and think of other things? Or would her brain just bounce to other things?
You can make an Arcana check if you want to see. I mean, you might think of other things anyway, but this will maybe tell you what
that's kind of what I'm
is.
thinking. Is that while Lexi may not figure it out, she may then like be picturing what the underwear would be under. Like what other clothes would go with this outfit. So, because Rachel can figure out that clearly this will summon what you think of, but does Lexi realize that on the first round? She'll figure it out, but this is the first time it happened. So I think before Lexi can think too hard on it, she's thinking about other clothes that Bran would have worn. So
yeah. As soon as you think of it, all these outfits come swirling through. They come through like one high, but like they're hung on nothing.
okay, yeah.
Mostly dark colors. I don't think Lexi would make this connection, but you, the players, might think of this. And Bran has in some ways said as much in sort of interacting with Auric. Bran almost pulled sort of a Batman. A lot of choices that Bran made were not about what he wanted, but were about creating a figure of respect and power, and especially of fear for the people who had to oppose him. So lots of outfits in blacks and grays with accents of silver, gold. You see there are sort of just beautiful, like filigree patterns that, with the technology of the time, would have been painstaking work.
Yeah. Hand sewn details.
Yeah, you can see almost every piece in here has something like the signet of the Raven King embroidered on it somewhere as like a royal symbol. But there are cloaks, there are robes. There's a lot of like tunic and trouser combinations. Do you want to inspect any of them more closely?
Yeah, sure. I'd probably just grab whatever's right in front of me. So,
Yeah. So something interesting happens as you sort of try to pull one out. You see five of the outfits almost sort of smush together. And you pull out one outfit, but it is sort of wavering and flickering in your hand. There's definitely some kind of strange magic to this.
I don't put it on, obviously, but like I do the whole like hold it up to yourself on the hanger thing.
Yeah. Just thinking about it, you watch it like flicker from one to the next. I think because you're holding it against you, you notice this because you've been doing this for a minute now. This is not an illusion.
Right.
This is some kind of conjuration magic.
Okay.
Almost like these outfits have been bound together through some kind of extra dimensional space. And you can sort of rapidly swap one for another.
Okay.
But even having pulled this out, there's still like a lot more stuff hanging.
Right.
Cyrus will just lead over and be like, think about sweater vests.
I do.
There are no sweater vests.
I mean, I was trying to think of something that was like,
The wardrobe is clearly broken.
I was trying to think of something that was like the equivalent of like Elton John in this world, like in our modern world,
What
the
is
real like, sparkly ridiculousness, that iconic outfit look.
what is something like very comfortable that Bran would have sort of treasured for himself, but maybe only worn in like this wing?
Only in this wing?
Yeah.
I was thinking like a robe of some sort, like a bathrobe.
The red one.
A red
In-
bathrobe?
Well, just the red tunic. And
Oh, yeah.
yeah. And made out of comfortable rather than regal fabric.
So when you think of the sweater vest, nothing in particular comes up at first. It's almost like it's thinking about it,
Yeah, I was gonna say it's thinking.
and it sort of parses out pieces of like what is a sweater vest, and it goes, okay, warm, comfortable, bright, and it pulls up just like everything else you've pulled up has given you the sense of a vast infinite closet. Like there are just so many of these. This pulls up just a handful of things. There is one sort of simple outfit. It's of a nice material, but does not by any means look royal. But it looks comfortable. And it's almost blinding seeing this sort of bright red appear after all these shades of black and gray. A robe of a similar color comes up. But again, not like a wizard's robe, like a bathrobe, a robe for keeping warm within his quarters that none of his subjects and guards would ever see. Is there anything else in this sort of hidden section of the wardrobe, Auric?
A hat.
What does the
Okay.
hat look like?
It's simple, very intentionally not ornate, but warm and comfortable.
This is like his like secret like spy gear because he puts it on and nobody pays attention to him. They don't realize that he's Bran.
More just
He looks like a peasant.
to have something on the head that is not the heavy weight of authority.
This is the. I've been reading too many Korean comics, but this is the precious cinnamon roll section of the wardrobe of like Bran being real.
Yeah.
Bran being bright and comfortable and simple and unburdened and all the things that he was not really allowed to be.
Right.
Yep.
So do you all want to like ransack this for things to take with you, or do you want to leave it?
Take the red one.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm really willing to take stuff if we think it'll help us fight, protect us.
Take the red one.
I was gonna say you can take the red one. I figured you're gonna want it.
Just because I don't know what's going to happen to this space whenever
Oh,
Mort.
right. You want to save the red one, is what
Yes,
you're saying.
take the red
Okay.
one.
Auric, give me an Arcana check with advantage.
How's a 20? A natural 20.
Nice.
All right. So this wardrobe was of blackthorn make, as is almost everything here. And as you're sort of looking at it, examining the edges of it, you remember almost sort of an arcane control panel on the side of this thing. As you sort of investigate it, you remember a few things about it. One, this magic is very similar to a portable hole. It doesn't have that like walk around convenience of like a bag of holding. It has to be sort of anchored in space to open and shut. But it has much larger storage than almost anything else. And even compared to a portable hole, it's accessing a much larger chunk of dimensional space. And like a portable hole, you remember that you can fold this thing up.
I pressed the button. I'm sure there's a button.
I mean, basically, you run some magic into a particular rune, and it's a weird combination. It's almost like a puzzle box. As pieces of it kind of like pop out and shift and sort of come together. And it forms into It's still pretty large, but it's almost like a between like the size of a jewelry box and a treasure chest. So then you could like tuck under an arm. Once it compresses down, you find that you cannot open it again. It has to be like unfolded.
Convenient.
Guess we're taking wardrobe with us.
Still, just put this in your pack.
He crams it down. You hear things like crunching underneath.
All right. Got my books. Got my entire wardrobe. Like I'm packing for a camping trip.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else in here?
I don't know.
No, but we will probably return to sleep on that bed.
All right.
Can we all fit?
Get cozy.
Get cozy.
All right. There's a
I mean,
couch.
let's be real. We've probably gotten used to that.
Also, it's definitely a king-size bed.
No, of course. Nothing less for the king.
All right. Which door would you like to go to next?
Well, if we want to loot, then probably armory would be a good bet.
Mm-hmm.
Just double checking, I think you mentioned in passing last time we were here that I can fine tune that alarm spell to find out how many somethings are behind each door.
Yes. So as you sort of focus in on this room, there are 3 something in here.
All right. 3 something in the armory.
Okay.
That's exciting. Armory sound good to everybody else?
Sure.
Well, let's do it.
Where is the armor? This
That
door
is the
right
door
here?
to the south, right here.
Okay.
The door very close to you.
Okay. Yeah. That's what I was thinking. So still just gonna go in first, or do I have to?
Do you two want to rock, paper, scissors for it?
Sure. We rock, paper, scissors.
Oric, I'll let you throw for Stultus.
Are we okay, so 1, 2, 3 shoot.
1, 2, 3, shoot.
Okay. Ah,
I guess Stultus is going in.
well, no, that means you win, so that means you get to choose. Like, Stultus gets to choose whether or not he goes in.
Stultus kicking the door.
Okay.
All right. Since you phrased it that way, Stultus is going to make an athletics check. He
That's
makes these with advantage.
make
And
this
he has the siege monster property. So he deals double damage to objects and structures. He gets a 19 total. And with his sort of supernatural destructive bulk, he smashes the door open.
Note to self, word choice.
Yep.
yeah.
So, what you all can kind of see from out there, there are tons of. There's like several suits of armor. There's a lot of like different weapons on racks all along the walls in the center of the room. In this small room, there is an astounding amount of weaponry. You also would guess, just at a look, they are not. Each of them is like a bespoke item. They're not like mass produced. What do y'all want to do?
Find some stuff that works for each of us.
Yeah. Also find the hostiles.
Well, that's you.
Yep, you do know for sure there are 3 somethings in here. Do y'all want to investigate? Or are you looking for... Oryx says he's looking for hostiles. Are you looking for any particular kinds of items?
I mean, I feel like I should remember what's in there.
Give me a history check. I mean, I'm saying there's a lot of stuff in here. Like, on a 19, what are... On a 19, I'll let you decide. What are a couple of things that Bran might have kept in here?
Oh. And here, probably some of the, I was about to say fancier, but that's probably not the correct terminology. Some of his more practical weaponry, the ones that aren't quite so much for ornamentation.
All right. I want to see here. Oh, there we go. One of the things that you find... Let me pull up the entry for it. Well... Come on. Well, I can tell you what it's called. There it is. It's only on Tumblr.
Humbler item.
Yep.
Oh boy.
There is a longsword that has a... You can see the sort of simple metal hilt, leather wrapped. What's interesting, though, is it has the hilt and it has the cross guard, and then there's almost just like a small jutting piece of metal coming out. It does not look like a blade fully. But you immediately recognize it as a spell sword.
Mm-hmm.
It is essentially a receptacle for magic. You can run a spell through it, and it will create a magical blade. This was one of Bran's sort of everyday items.
Excellent.
What else? What would be another sort of practical thing he might have in here?
Let's see. Probably a couple of daggers for whenever he is needing to not look like he's armed.
What sort of enchantments would he want on a dagger?
Oh, great question. Honestly, if he's in a position where he's needing to use a dagger, it's probably something that would cancel out somebody else's magic.
You pick up sort of a bandolier. These are mage killer daggers. You can see that they have really sort of unpleasant runes on them that almost look like they're etched in iron, which is an unusual material normally, but something you've seen a lot in items that the Blackthorn put together. There are 6 of them on this bandolier, and you remember their use. A spellcaster that takes damage from one of these daggers has disadvantage on the concentration check that it causes. You can also, as a reaction, when someone within 10 feet starts casting a spell, you can make an attack with one of these daggers. There's also, it looks like once per day, you can essentially fire them sort of rapid fire. Which is a mechanic I'll have to figure out. But they will sort of swarm a target, hitting multiple times, making it more likely that they will disrupt a spell. This saved Brand's life a lot.
And I want to make sure that my enemies don't have it.
Is there a special ability called Dagger, Dagger, Dagger?
That's basically what it does. They sort of fly out telekinetically and just hit like. And you'll remember mechanically, each hit would be a separate concentration check.
Yeah.
So the goal
With
isn't necessarily
disadvantage.
to hit so hard that they fail the one check, but it's to make them make 4 or 5 checks in a row really fast. I think that last effect, I'll quantify the language, but I think it sort of blows it out. Like, if you make normal attacks with it, it forms, like, it hits and then it disintegrates, and a new one forms. If you do that special attack, it blows out however many daggers it shot, and they don't come back till the next day.
Okay.
Do you go ahead and pick these things up?
That dagger bandolier, definitely.
All right. As soon as you grab something in here, some of the random items start to snap together, forming
they're
into not quite like, they're not fully coherent, like one piece connects to the next. There's gaps. But it is items sort of floating in the configuration of a knight. And they immediately turn towards you all. And they're not happy.
Really?
So we're going to need to roll for initiative.
Yep.
Well, I'm not going first.
No, you're not.
Give me just a second to figure out what room this was.
Okay, rolled an 8.
There we go. 4, 8, and 11. Not your quickest time off the go. Lexi, you don't have anything like weird with initiative, right?
I have advantage and +2, and I rolled a 4 and a 6.
Oh, okay.
Hence why I got an 8.
Yeah, I was like, I thought you had something special for initiative.
Yeah, not as great as I'd hoped.
So you're able to kind of watch as these things come together. Oh, nope. Shoot. I forgot to add Stultus. He does not
Oh,
come
no.
automatically.
Oh no.
So these random items, a glyph on each one goes off, and they all kind of pull together. Stultus got a 2 on initiative.
Damn, son.
I knew there were hostiles in here, and yet
Worse
we
than
were all
me.
basically surprised.
Yep, you were.
Lord have mercy.
I mean, narratively, it makes perfect sense. You walked in and found cool stuff.
Yeah.
Saw no hostiles, saw cool stuff.
Yep.
Found hostiles.
Maybe the alarm spell was just broken.
I mean, this is the fundamental gameplay loop of every D&D dungeon ever. Like, the party always knows it's dangerous. But hey, loot. All right, so
Duh.
these runes go off. It sort of pulls up. What you see, though, is there's a faint glimmering force holding it together, but there are almost like veins of white fire have run through this intangible force. And the helmets, like one eye socket is just bleeding white fire. So, Cyrus, you are first.
Huh? I did not expect that. All right. So am I engaged with either of these?
I had them sitting on the racks, so now they're evened out a little better. So the spacing is a little awkward in here. I would say that I'll just go ahead and mark it. All of this is difficult terrain because you're going to be sort of moving in and out of all of these armor and weapon racks. So you've got one immediately to the west of you, but the one to the south, there is actually a rack in between you, which could perhaps be helpful.
Okay. But if I move, the one to the west of me gets an opportunity attack.
Yes. Actually, probably both will, but the one to the south might have disadvantage.
Okay. And all right. And it's only 10 feet between the one directly to the west and the one that's kind of southwest. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Um then I think just because I can. So I think if I drop a Wither and Bloom centered on the one south of me, it catches all three because it's a 10-foot radius.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. So we're gonna Wither and Bloom. All three need to make Constitution saving throw of 15.
First one fails. Second one succeeds. Third one succeeds. Didn't even have a high bonus, just rolled well.
All right, so that's 8 damage, 4 on a if they succeed, and then I'm gonna designate Lexi to get to roll 1 hit die and heal that hit die +3.
So that's your action. What else do you want to do?
And then I'm gonna bonus action disengage. Ooh, I still got the.
Schmort.
And so we'll go 1, 2.
All right. Cyrus is
Think
able to
I
sort
can-
of slip out of the mix.
Yeah.
And yeah, you should still be able to shoot at that one. Two of them really pretty well.
Yeah.
All right, Lexi, you are next. These were all very low initiative rolls.
So I see that they all have numbers on them. Is that just for us, or is that like a type thing? Or like, okay. Okay. Well, either way, number 2 is right in front of me, so that's the one I'm gonna hit after I rage. So let me turn on my rage. There we go. And I take my broken spear. And I roll a 21.
Nice. Yeah, 21 hits. I will say this. You notice these things are tough.
Okay.
Good news, though. So here's what you notice with your sort of practiced warrior's eye. These things are essentially animate suits of plate armor with shields. They are very difficult to injure. But your spear, once it finds a place, like punches a hole clean into it.
Okay.
The piercing damage is actually going to be doubled.
Okay. So 20 instead of 10 piercing damage. And then 6 lightning damage.
Yep. You're going to take... Whoops. Nope. Other one. You're going to take 4 points of radiant damage, and that's already reduced.
Okay.
When you stab into it, there is a blinding flare of energy.
Okay. Blinded by the light. I will Dab it again. Oh man, that was so close to a nat. 17.
17 like skitters across the armor and does not find purchase.
Damn. All right, then that's the rest of my turn.
All right, it is the armor. It did not like what just happened.
No, really.
So number 1 is going to use Hate-Filled Eye. Oof, but it's only going to get a 16. It is aiming at Lexi. Then the next one's an 8. Sad day.
No, doesn't hit.
That eye flares, and there's like a... It's not so much a beam as it is... You feel its attention focus on you, and it does not seem to land. The one next to you swings. First one misses. Second one misses. Oops.
Buying that defense and get my armor up was real good.
Yep. Auric, you're up.
Okay. So far, numbers 1 and 2 have both been hit, right?
Yes.
And I have no way to tell which one looks more hurt, probably because they're just too inhuman.
2 is definitely the most hurt.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've stabbed 2 some extra time,
All
extra
right.
time.
Everything got a little bit of damage from my spell, but 2 is the only
Okay.
one that's taken an actual melee hit.
Yeah,
Okay.
I did give it 26 points of damage.
So first things first, I'm going to use my action to disengage,
Okay.
get behind Lexi,
I gotta be a meat shield, man.
and then I will use my bonus action to quicken cast Scorching Ray as a level 3 spell because I'm out of level 2 spell slots.
Okay.
All right, it's just going to roll everything. So the first ray is going to be at number 2. Is an 18 to hit.
18 does not hit.
This is like over
It
my
like
shoulder.
splashes against the plate armor.
Dude.
Rude. Well, I get 3 more rays.
Oh, also, did you disengage? Sorry.
Yes.
I did.
Okay, cool.
So this is I'm quickened casting as a bonus action. So attack number 2. How about a 25? Does a 25 hit?
25 does hit.
All right. So that is actually going to be 14 damage. Ray number 3 is a dirty 20.
Nice.
No. Ray number 4. The 16.
Does not hit either then.
Lots of splash, only a little fire.
All right. It is number 3's turn. Whale. It was going to try and flank Lexi. So instead, it's going to come down here and attack Auric.
Rude.
It swings its blade. Only an 11.
Nope.
And then a 14. Gotta roll better
Also
than
nope.
this, guys. It is Stultus's turn. Auric, what is Stultus's priority right now? What are you wanting him to do?
Well, I'm not too worried after that one failed to hit me, so I think Stultus's priority is going to be decrease the number of enemy combatants.
All right. Stultus is going to step forward. And Stultus is going to make an intelligence check. Stultus got a nat 1. Stultus is using his breath weapon.
Oh Lord.
Oh yeah, I have one of those too.
Yeah, baby.
Number 1 fails. Number 2 fails. Whoops, there's only 2. He can't hit number 3. So, the good news, this is going to hurt them a lot. Well, we'll do this first. They're going to take 7 poison damage and 5 fire damage. That was almost a minimum damage roll. Unfortunately, they cannot be poisoned. Now, I am pulling up the wild magic table.
Oh no.
How do I want to do this? So he has a 15-foot cone. Oof. How about each of you roll 1d100 for me? And I will also roll it for the 2 that are closer.
I got a 6.
I got an 84.
Do I roll?
Oh, yeah, actually, you're probably far enough away. All right, let's look at the list. On a 6, a weird construct creature is seemingly summoned out of empty air. On an 84, ouch.
Great.
This is good for Lexi and bad for everyone else.
Uh-oh. I'm gonna get in trouble for damaging my friends.
Everyone except for Lexi is going to take 6 necrotic damage. The good news, though, is Lexi is going to regain
So many hit points.
what is that? 42? You regain 42 hit points. And everyone else gets hit with a splash of necrotic damage.
So that's actually I fully heal.
Yep.
Okay. I can't go over that, can I? No. Okay.
Now, so now let's see what happens
Worth finding out.
for the others.
So Cyrus still takes damage.
Yes, because you're still kind of, it's centered on her and it's within 30 feet.
Okay.
All right. Armor number 1 becomes extra on fire.
Okay.
Number 2. Number 2 disappears in a burst of magic and reappears next to Cyrus. And
All
number
right.
3. Oh, did you? Yep. Another weird construct creature appears. Man, why can't you add a monster? Like, directly. I can add a custom entry. I can't add, like, this is a blank. Oh, actually. Auric, roll 1d4.
4.
All right. And a 2. That's 16. All right, lots of stuff. So that was Stultus's action. His breath is sort of intermingled, green, like vicious, deep green, poisonous mist, and gray fire, sort of woven together. It blankets the room. So it manages to harm 2 of these creatures, but it also activates a lot of magic items. They all come online in this flurry of contradictory spells. There's a burst of necrotic magic, summoning and conjuration and teleportation all fire off in rapid sequence. And now it is the turn of the 2 things that were summoned.
Speltus, what did you do?
He just shrugs. So the duo drone that you all have summoned for some reason doesn't know what's going on, but you all look less like it than the armor, so it's going to attack you all. Well, actually, yeah. It attacks Auric and misses. It attacks Auric and hits with its tiny little fist. A frail mechanical limb goes. You take 2 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ow, quit it.
The other creature was hit by. Why did I close it? Was hit by Lexi's necrotic explosion. So it is going to. It pulls up an arm, and the arm like reshapes itself into like a weird metal hand crossbow, and fires off 2 arrows. No, sorry, 4 arrows at Lexi.
At Lexi.
Yep.
God damn it.
has a +4. I don't think any of them hit. None of them hit.
Gotta have a 21.
All right. Cyrus, you're up, and you have a new friend. Still thinking?
Well, yeah. I'm good at two things, and this map allows me to do none of them well.
Oops.
I'm good at getting away, but we added things in the room and we put one right next to me. And I'm not designed to go toe to toe with things. uh,
There's always those artifacts in your bag.
what?
Could teleport around the room, making a flurry of melee attacks. Could turn into a cloud of ravens and disappear.
That would really confuse it.
You mean the like four items that I have to be attuned to? And I'm out of slots.
I mean, hey, if you're really feeling desperate, I'm sure we could work something out.
No. All right, just because I can't, even though I don't know if this is makes sense or not, but I cannot fathom disengaging and then ending my turn engaged with something. I'm gonna disengage. I'm gonna move down here to the corner, and I'm just gonna attack the stupid drone thing.
All right. Number 2 or number 4? Oh, yeah, it's got to be 2.
Number 2.
All right.
$21 to hit.
Yeah, you don't even have to roll. You obliterate this thing.
Cool.
It had 11 hit points. It was a duo drone. Your blade just poofs it out of existence.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Lexi, you're up.
Okay. So once again, with the thingy in front of me, we're gonna do some stabby smacking. Okay. 27 to hit.
27 hits.
And that is 13 damage, except that that's doubled, right?
26.
26 plus.
It's less like getting stabbed with a spear and more like being shot with a railgun.
Yeah, 2 lightning damage.
It is starting to be pretty dang hurt.
Okay, I stab again. 21.
21 hits.
Ooh. 9, so 18 piercing damage.
All right, what's this electricity going to be?
Let's find out. 4.
Nice. That was exactly what you needed.
Yes!
Your second shot punctures through, and all the white fire like bleeds out of these huge puncture wounds, and the whole thing just clunk, 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 clunk falls apart.
Falls for it.
All right. Number 1 is left. It is extra on fire, which mechanically doesn't do anything. It's just interesting.
Yeah.
It is going to... All right. It is going to go after Stultus. Whoops, nope. It has a perfect opportunity. It's going to go after Stultus first. And miss. I don't think these things hit any of you all.
I don't think they
so.
have. But I'm okay with that.
Should
The
not
duo drone hit.
be quite so. Yeah. Blink. Auric, you're up.
I stab.
Okay, so do I know what Stultus did to make all of that nonsense happen?
He shot magical poisonous dragon fire into a room full of magical artifacts.
Okay.
Okay.
Makes perfect sense.
So what I'm hearing is if I use my breath weapon, probably more ridiculous things will happen.
Almost definitely.
Dang. It's been so long since I've had the opportunity to use my breath weapon.
I mean, it is the Sorcerer Wild Magic table. Most of the things are neutral or positive.
Yeah, screw it. How deep is my breath weapon again?
Oh dear.
It's a 15-foot cone. Perfect. I'll just scoot myself over here
Okay.
and aim so that I hit the duo drone and the construct, but not Lexi or Stultus.
Thank you.
All right.
And let's see, which breath weapon do I want to use? I am going to use bog standard cold breath, so dex save.
It is wild that you have 3 now. First one saves. Quadrone has a +2, and I have to roll it separately. Quadrone fails.
All right. So that is going to be, wow, a whole 5 cold damage.
Man.
And half on the successful save.
I think since it's extra on fire, it's going to take full damage from that.
Woohoo!
All right. Anything else?
No. I'm just going to pout in the corner.
All right. Well, it probably felt unsatisfying, but Cyrus's movement is actually really good for you all, because now number 3 is stuck in the hallway and has to get past Stultus and Lexi to get to any of you all.
Sweet. Beat it up.
Dodge tank for the win.
Mm-hmm.
Swings at Stultus and misses. Swings again at Stultus and misses. It is Stultus's turn. He's going to see if he gets his breath weapon back. He doesn't. Yeah, he's going to hit the one in the hallway. 22 to hit. The dice are really favoring you all tonight because I'm rolling for Stultus and for them. And Stultus got a 22 and a 26 with almost the
Nice.
same bonus.
Nice.
Jeez. First hit is 15 slashing. Second hit is 26 piercing. All right, that is Stultus's turn. The Quadrone is still alive. It's going to stick with what works and it's going to try and pepper Auric with arrows. 10, nope, 14 to hit.
Nope.
14 to hit. 13 to hit. 14 to hit. What?
Nope.
What? Cyrus, you're up.
This is ridiculous.
And Cyrus is about to deal like 150 damage to this suit of armor.
That's what I was thinking.
All right. So the one that's extra on fire, it's been hit some.
Yes.
Okay. We will. We'll steady aim for advantage and hit it with the bow. That's a crit.
Yay! Only we should always be so lucky.
You got the minimum you needed to hit and a crit on your advantage.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. So we're going to roll crit damage and then we're going to double it.
Cool.
Just going to go ahead and delete it since I know it's dead.
Do I double the sneak attack?
Yeah, because it's the type of damage that your weapon deals, which will also
Okay.
be piercing.
But does it get doubled on the? I can't ever tell if it's supposed to be doubled on the crit because D&D Beyond doesn't seem to have coded it that way. It only codes my weapon damage is doubled.
You can right click and manually tell it to sneak.
Ah, there it is. Crit damage. Okay, cool. Okay, so that's 60 points of damage
So
from the crit.
120 points of piercing damage. So I think this has to be like something weird happens here. Something just like some crazy magical thing happens. What is it, Cyrus?
You said I'm like aiming like I think I'm like aiming past a weapon rack. So Cyrus like bank shots the arrow like off of a weapon and then the weapon like cleaves the suit of armor after the arrow goes through it.
Yeah, I think it like brushes the hilt. It bounces off of a dancing great axe.
Yeah.
So it hits and blows a huge chunk out of the chest of this armor, and then the axe like shakes and lifts up and just shunk. And it swings through it so hard, it shears it in half straight down the middle, and when the blade hits the ground, it just shatters. It is utterly destroyed. There is only the useless quadrone and the armor left. Lexi, you're up.
All right. So useless quadrone and the armor. Where's the other
We're in
armor?
the doorway.
Beyond the doorway or in the doorway?
In the doorway.
Ah, okay. There's little circle dots are right in front of me. So, am I able to hit the quadrone with a melee?
You can also throw your spear. It's the same.
It's true. All right, I'm gonna throw my spear at it. And 11.
11 is not going to hit.
Okay, let's try this again. 14.
14 isn't going to hit.
Son of a bitch.
The dice have abandoned you.
The dice
They
abandoned
used all their
me.
juice on Cyrus.
Yeah.
Auric, you're up.
I'm busy pouting. Just gonna step up and stab the quadrone. 18 to hit
18 hits.
for 11 piercing damage.
Nice.
Oh, plus the extra 1d6 psychic. So 5 psychic damage.
That is enough. You cleave through this thing. The magic coming off the Monarch Rapier just... and it comes apart into mist and disappears. Anything else?
Nope. Still pouting.
All right, last armor. Attack Stultus. Actually hits?
What? Stultus, you're supposed to just body check it. And I get hit by it.
11 points of damage to Stultus. Swings again. Hits twice.
What?
Jeez, 11 more points of damage to Stultus. I think on his turn... he just wants it to be gone. Swings and misses. Swings and misses.
Okay.
Cyrus, you're up.
All right. Well, the tune played good last time. Let's play it again. Steady aim. Crit again.
Very nice.
I feel like the dice are paying you all back for the last time you all were in this hallway.
Yeah,
Well,
okay.
you know what? We've earned it.
Yeah, so 40...
But that's only 46 this time.
Only 92.
Only
Double to
92
92.
piercing. Yep, it is blown apart. Who wants to rage kill the quadrone?
I already did, didn't I?
Oh yeah, you're right. I just didn't delete the. Yep.
Yay.
Everything has been sort of blasted apart. There is still tons of loot in this room, which I will have ready for you all next time.
Loot, loot, loot.
Let's see. What's a good send off? I think our camera sort of smoothly moves back into the hallway, and it moves down to the next door. Sorry, not to the next door. It moves down to the last door on this hallway. And trying to make sure I got the right one. Yeah. Oh no, no, sorry. It moves to the moves into the study and shows the door into the room beyond. This door has been blasted. You can see there are countless impact marks, and it looks like huge, heavy blades have been swung against this door over and over and over. And for just a moment, we are not here in this era, in this time. We are 1,500 years ago.
Goodness.
The Blackthorn is standing at this door, hitting it with wave after wave of explosions and fire and bolts of force. And Mort, the ancient Mort, the one that is tall and powerfully built, is swinging massive long swords. They're the same make and material as Ill Omen, but these look like they weigh 50 pounds. And he's swinging them with incredible force and screaming, trying to knock this door off of its hinges. But it is held fast with some kind of arcane lock. On the other side of the door, some spell is reaching its peak. And then we're back with a ruined door, with strange, half sentient, half remembered shapes wandering the hallways. And what's behind that door after all these years? Well, maybe we'll find out next time.
All right.
All right, I'm going to kill a recording,
Recording stopped.
and I'm going to kill the stream. Bye, Internet.